We are back in the shop, finally working on the Timbersled here. I got off work a little early today. Unfortunately, Tanner is still stuck at work, so I'm going to be working on the Timbersled a little bit here, and he might be joining later. So yeah, we've got a whole bunch of goodies going on it here. I'll bring you over. So we got the full carb heater. Let's see if I can focus on doing things and filming at the same time. We've got a temperature gauge. Apparently it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Actually that's probably about right. Some hoses. There we go. And then all the actual carb heater stuff, the thermostat and all that junk. So basically, to start off with, I think I'm going to take the subframe off the bike and then possibly the gas tank if I need to. Yeah, so basically what we have left to do is the carb heater, heated grips. We need to hook up and bleed the Timbersled's brakes to the front brake lever on the bike. And other than that, just kind of miscellaneous odds and ends setting it up wise. And that's pretty much it, I think. So okay, after doing some serious head scratching, I figured out that I believe the edge on the carburetor here, oh, you can't actually see it, hang on. There we go. The edge on the carburetor here that keeps the hose clamp on to clamp the air blocks to it, I think has to go. That carb heater is the right one for this carburetor. It almost fits, it's super close, but I think we're gonna have to take that edge off. It does screw on with 2 set screws, but I'll pass it by Tanner first. And then, so anyway, I'm gonna leave that for now. I got looking at the stock thermostat. The hoses are press fit, like clamped on to the thermostat there, so we can't just take that thermostat off. We gotta take all the hoses off with it. So I think I'm gonna start working on that now, drain the whole coolant system. And so I didn't film taking this apart. It's kind of a cramped area to work in, hard to film in and really see what's going on. So I just figured I'd pull it out. It'd be easier to see. And I think we all know how it goes anyway. You take the hose clamps off, and all the hoses are stuck to the metal parts from the engine heat cycling so many times. So you then use a screwdriver to try and pry them off. Your screwdriver slips, you smoke your knuckles into something really hard. While you're crying, you think about how a trip to the Bahamas would have been a lot warmer, less painful, and probably less expensive. Which then you realize you hate beaches in direct sunlight. So you start to work on your Snowbike again. Oh dear, that took me way more tries than I'd like to admit. Okay, just had some supper. Let's get working on it. So we got quite a bit done on the old Timbersled last night. Off camera here, we obviously got the whole subframe on. We got the air box hooked up to the carb heater, which wasn't too bad actually to get done. We did have to move one of the heater lines. The fuel tank comes over and sits like right down against the electric starter right here, and so we had to kind of lengthen this piece right here and tuck it down some more. So now the fuel tank isn't sitting on top of that. And yeah, we got the grip heater installed, or grips and grip heaters installed. Went crazy with the red zip ties. Yeah, so kind of getting everything situated. We got the brakes all hooked up and bled as well for the rear Timbersled here, and we just need to hook up the grip heater wire here to the battery, which we have a new battery out in the garage there. And yeah, just a couple odds and ends, and it'll be ready for its first little test drive here. We're gonna set up the rear suspension on the Timbersled a little bit too. It's set up really stiff right now, so we're gonna soften it up a bit, see if we can get it to sit down a little bit more. The bike does sit fairly tall as it is, so we'll see what we can do with that. And oh yeah, gotta get the bark busters onto the handguards. So that's kind of the agenda for today, and at some point today we're gonna have this thing out ripping, so here we go. Alright, so I probably should have shot the outro before we made the shop all smoky, but oh well. So if you've been watching both the build videos on the Timbersled here, thank you so much for watching. Even if you haven't, thank you so much for watching the video. If you've made it this far, we're just buttoning up a few things. Tanner's topping off coolant there, so when this video goes live, we're going to be out actually riding that thing for the first time. We're going riding tomorrow, and I have to edit this video and everything, get it up for tomorrow. So the riding video from this should be up, I think, either Monday evening or Tuesday evening this week. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff, get notified when that video goes up. And yeah, should be fun. Neither of us have ever snowbiked before, and we've been very curious about what it's like for the longest time, so now we're finally gonna find out. So I think possibly cousin Kent will be coming with us tomorrow as well, riding, so that should be fun. First day out this year for him as well. So yeah, that's basically it, I guess. Thanks so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Subscribe.